Welcome to the Himalayan Hunter.
My name is Yusuf Paracha and I'll be taking you to the Mintika Pass, the home of the elusive Himalayan Ibex in northern Pakistan.
We drove through Karimabad, onward through Pasu, and reached Sust by the end of the day. Finally, next morning, we did the last leg of our drive. We were now at 11,500 feet above sea level, and this was a 6-kilometer trek uphill to a shepherd's hut. We saw some ibex along the way, but mostly female and young, so we carried on and finally reached this hut by the end of the day. We were now in ibex country. The shepherds here had seen a few ibex but nothing worth going after. So we decided to carry on to the next camp 12 kilometers away called Murkushi. Now Murkushi was the junction of the Kilik and Mintaka valleys, and we were hoping to find our beast here. But sadly, after 2 days of glassing, we still couldn't find a worthy male to go after. So we decided to carry on up Mintaka Valley to another hut further ahead. This was at 13,500 feet above sea level, and we were really hoping that right at the beginning of this valley, right next to the Mintaka Pass, we would find some exceptional animals. The air was getting thinner and it was getting difficult to walk at a steady pace. But finally, we made it, but the hut was flooded. Luckily, we found some ibex horns lying around left by previous hunters and managed to drain the hut. We started glassing for ibex the following day. We spotted a few groups in the mountains around camp, but mostly we saw female and young. There were some herds to the right, some to the left, but we just couldn't find a worthy animal to go after. Around midday, we found yet another herd which had a couple of young males in it, but it wasn't what we were looking for, so we decided against it and continued glassing. Finally, the guides Jalal and Hamid found another group. This was exactly what we were looking for. This was a group with a bunch of old males along with some females and young right over our hut, and we hadn't seen them because they were in a bit of a depression all day. The next morning, the weather turned for the worst. We couldn't even locate the herd, leave alone going after them. The temperature plummeted to minus 25 centigrade, and all we could do was wait and watch the snowfall sideways on the frozen river outside our hut. The visibility was very poor, and the herd was nowhere to be seen. Once again, we woke up at 2:30 a.m.
to go up after this beast, and Mother Nature had it her way. Totally blizzard conditions outside again. I think we got 3 inches of snow down there. So up there it must be like probably about a foot of snow, fresh snow. There's no way we can make it up and back safely. So we'll just sleep it off, I guess. One more day. One day at a time. Hopefully they'll come down to our feet today because, well, there's a lot of snow up there. You know. Conditions outside, you can see, are pretty devastating. Not pleasant at all, to say the least. Pretty terrible. We just have to wait it out, I suppose. Good night.
Hey guys, it's April 28th, 2019. We're about 13,000 feet.
And it was snowing last night, pretty heavy. It's about 7:30, we just woke up and, well, you can see what's going on. We gotta dig ourselves out. It snowed pretty heavy.
The conditions had totally changed. What was a relatively approachable rock face was now a snow-covered hazard. So once again, we had no choice but to wait it out. And we did. And then finally, around late afternoon, the skies began to clear up just a little, and we were hopeful for the next day. It had been snowing off and on for 4 days now, and the mountainsides were covered with snow and sludge. So we knew it was going to be a bit dangerous going up right now. And as it was, we really didn't have a choice. So we gathered our gear and went up the mountain. With Jalal leading, his plan was to go halfway up and then glass around and see if we could find a decent animal. Finding nothing at the halfway point, we decided to carry on up the mountain to see if we could get to a better vantage point. It was getting dangerous now. This was all fresh snow, and on a bed of rock and pebbles, this could give way any time. Anyhow, we managed to get to a reasonable height up the mountain. It finally cleared up for a bit. I'd been lying next to a rock to get out of the wind. We were at 14,000 feet and the temperature had gone to about -30. We started glassing. And after about half an hour of glassing, we found two beautiful male ibex about 600 yards away from us. I was setting up for the shot, but as luck would have it, the weather turned again. I lay there all set up in the snow and rain, hoping that the weather would clear up enough for a shot, but things got even worse. Finally, about an hour later, the ibex just got up and started walking up the mountain away from us. So we had no choice but to unload and walk on back to camp in this ridiculous weather. And would you believe it? It cleared up the very next day. I decided to climb the mountain across camp, across the river, and decided that maybe we should concentrate on the mountain right on top of the hut, right behind the hut. From here we could see our hut and we could see above the hut. Having seen those ibexes go over the crest of the mountain yesterday, our best bet was to focus on this area. Sitting up here, slightly to the right of the hut, we did spot one good male ibex, and we climbed back down to have a better look at it from where we were at the hut. After having a good look at it, we decided that this was the one, and that we would go after it the next day. We sort of chalked out a route or an approach to where the animal was and where it could be the next day. We didn't have enough cover to stop and film our approach. The ibex knew something was up, but they weren't sure about where we were. And as I was getting into position to take the shot, the ibex sounded the alarm call. It was a perfect shot, and I was overjoyed. Whoa, this is what I was after. What a beautiful, beautiful Himalayan Ibex. We shot it about 290 yards. We had to climb quite a bit. We saw them lower down, and I think they spotted us. They kept going up, we kept following. And right up here where there's the point of no return basically. We couldn't go any further. He gave us a minute and we whacked him. I think we climbed over 1,000 feet from camp straight up. Took us about 2 hours, and wow, what a beauty, what a beauty. Himalayan hunter. We're at 13,000 feet in Misgar in Gilgit-Baltistan. We shot a beautiful ibex yesterday. This is the saddle of that animal. We're going to show you how to remove the filet mignon, also known as the tenderloin. This was about 9-year-old male, and we're going to remove this hair strip. This is the filet mignon. There we go. This is the softest part of the animal, because it's the least used muscle, and it is delicious. Look at that meat. This is gorgeous meat. We got a little bit of crusting going on over here, which we're going to clean up later. So I'm going to just do the second one and we'll get back to you. Alright, so this is what we got out. Those two beautiful tenderloins. Now as you can see, we got a little bit of silver skin over here, so we're going to try and get rid of that. We got a little bit over here. So we'll just clean that off real quick. Here you have the silver skin. So what you're left with is a beautiful piece of meat which you can cook any way you like. We're all set for the marination. We're going to leave all the silver skin for the foxes. And here we go. Alright, we had to move inside because it was terribly windy outside. What we're going to do is these are at about room temperature right now, so we're going to just give them a quick sear, wrap them in foil, and put them on this. This is a Bukhari. It's a local Himalayan, well, you use it for cooking bread and pretty much everything, and for heating. So, here it goes. Yeah, we're talking about. So we gave it a quick flip, nicely browned on one side. We're going to do the other side, then we're going to wrap it in foil and bake it.
Okay, so we got a nice color on these bad boys over here, and we're gonna get things rolling over here. Let's slap them on over here. All right, that's good and hot. And then the second one. I had to cut them in half because they were too big for the frying pan. Yep, you can hear the sizzle. Excellent. We're going to leave them on there for about 12 minutes. Then we eat. Alright, they've been on there for about 8 minutes for this guy. We're going to leave that on because these guys like it a bit well done. I'm going to let this rest for about 5 to 10 minutes, somewhere in the middle, depending on how cold it gets. And then we're going to slice them up. So these guys have been resting for about 5 minutes. And here's the great unveil. Let's see what we got. Alright. Looks about medium rare. Alright, look at that. Beauty. I gotta have me some of this. That is superior. Alright, so here we have it. Ibex filet mignon cooked in front of you at 13,000 feet. We're going to drizzle on some sauce and then enjoy. Hope you had fun watching. See you later.